The first assembly of the World Council of Churches in the 21st century gathered in 2006 in Porto Alegre, a city of 1.3 million people in the south of Brazil. This was the first assembly to take place in Latin America, a region of the world facing social, ethnic, economic and political challenges, and at a time when the peoples of the region had begun to look for alternatives to economic and financial globalization. Another world is possible was the cry that went out from Porto Alegre in 2001, when the city hosted the first World Social Forum. It became an annual gathering of tens of thousands of activists from around the world seeking a more just and participatory society. And for the WCC Assembly, this desire for change was expressed in the Assembly theme: God, in your grace, transform the world. In his keynote address, Archbishop Anastasius of Albania underlined the fact the Assembly was taking place in Latin America. The issue of poverty, he said, was an issue of absolute priority for those who worshipped and followed the Lord. In the face of all the poor, the hungry, estranged and refugees, we are obliged to discern the face of Jesus, the Archbishop said. It was a message reinforced by Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva when he addressed the Assembly. All of us here believe that spiritual strength is indispensable, he said. Minds, hearts and willing hands that share values of love and respect for others are certainly essential for building a kingdom of justice in this world of inequalities. He recalled a somber chapter in the country's history when Brazil was ruled by a military dictatorship. We found in the World Council of Churches not only moral and spiritual support, said President Lula, but also active practical solidarity and support. The freedom and democracy achieved by the Brazilian people owe much to the participation and solidarity of the churches, he said. The Assembly in Porto Alegre took place at the midpoint of the WCC's Decade to Overcome Violence, and 2 marches were held to support the decade. The first on the Assembly campus called for an end to violence against women. The second was a march for world peace through the city of Porto Alegre, led by Nobel Peace Laureates Adolfo Pérez Esquivel and Desmond Tutu. And there were new decision-making procedures introduced as part of the recommendations on orthodox participation in the WCC that had been adopted in 2002. For the first time at the WCC Assembly, the plenary sessions became a sea of orange and blue cards as part of the new consensus procedures. During business plenaries, delegates could show warmth towards an idea by holding up an orange card. A blue card meant coolness or disapproval.